Welcome to the Lo-Fi session with Roman and Liam.
Hello.
We are doing an updated Pixar tier list.
This was our best video we've ever done.
Not best in terms of content, but best in terms of numbers that both Liam and I have
gotten. So we figured we've actually been rewatching and watching a whole bunch of new ones. So we figured we might as well make an updated tier list, right?
Well, okay.
So what's the tier list exactly say? This is every movie, right?
Yeah. Wait. Okay.
This is. Are you sure? This seems kind of small.
It looks like them all.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's all of them. It just doesn't feel like it, all of them.
Brave here?
Yeah, Brave. I see it, Brave.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I guess we'll start at what it deems at the start, which is oddly enough, Up.
So, Liam and I have been talking about this. I genuinely think, I really do think Up is like you see something coming in. I think
Up, when the red opens, so it's like weird.
I think Up is like the first 10 minutes.
If you take away the first 10 minutes of Up,
it's
the
like
movie.
a B. It's like a B tier.
Mm-hmm. But it's those 10 minutes, right? I think it's a high B tier movie, honestly.
High B.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I don't think it's like the best movie ever, but I definitely think it's good. Oh, the original Toy Story is up next. We might make arguments later on for other movies once we have like the order arranged.
Nah, fam, listen. I gotta say, the OG Toy Story is an A tier movie.
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
I have
the iconicness of it, okay?
I think if you take away, like, I'm looking at it from a couple different standpoints, and I feel like the big thing is that the iconicness and like the technological, like the Andy faces, the Andy clones.
Yeah,
like,
but in 1995, this movie was like the shit. You know what I mean?
But like we watched in 2000, which I think it's definitely. I think it's definitely gonna be a low A tier movie. We'll keep it an A tier for now, but I might have different feelings.
Do you deny that it revolutionized animated movies?
It was the first fully 3D animated movie.
Okay, Monsters
University. Shit.
What do you put this in? Because you told me that you actually think it's good, right?
Low B tier.
Is it like above Up?
No.
Okay.
I think the big thing about that movie is that people, I'm going to say what people say, the intro's really good. The first couple hours, the first like 20 or so minutes, really good. The middle portion of the movie is very slow, which I could take, but it's very slow and kind of boring.
Is it terrible?
No, but it's kind of college shit.
Okay.
College Olympics, essentially.
Okay.
And then the very end of the movie, though, is super good. Like, that is a really good ending.
Really?
So I'm going to say...
okay, wait. So, I hear that Monsters University ruins the lore of Monsters Inc.
There's only like one line that ruins it. So in the first Monsters Inc. movie, they talk about, Mike and Sully talk about the fact that they've known each other since 4th grade, but Monsters University implies that they know each other only since college.
Right. So...
I believe it's most likely like a low B tier movie.
Okay. Finding Dory is a C.
I think it's a fun movie for what it's worth, but I don't think it's like a Pixar. It's like a good DreamWorks movie.
It was not worth waiting for.
It reminds me of a Blue Sky movie more than anything else, like a Blue Sky or like Sony movie. It's just good.
Okay, but considering how long people waited between Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, I don't think it was worth the wait.
Speaking of the original
B?
Oh, we're exactly on B.
I think it's the best out of these three movies.
Yeah, I think it's the most. I think the big thing is that the movie's like gag based mostly, with like which since every scene's like a different fish or like creature in the ocean, so it's more or less gag based. I think it takes advantage of the setting of the ocean a lot better than like say Up takes advantage of the wilderness.
Yeah, and I will say...
And Monsters University doesn't really take advantage of the college idea.
I will say, there are moments in, Nemo that, like, even watching it in my 20s, I still laugh at. Like, Dory saying, "Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills." Like
honestly, like, it's kind of amazing how Dory is still funny to this day. Like, mainly a handful of lines, not everything she says is funny.
No, but so that's why Finding Dory doesn't work, because Dory is the comic
relief
in the Finding Nemo movie.
And you think they would? Here's what I'm asking: like, you think they would have learned after Cars 2 not to make a movie about the comic relief? Gosh, we're gonna get to Cars 2. We actually just recently saw it again, and I have some polarizing takes.
You know what's funny? It's literally like right here.
Really? Is that Cars 2, or is that
Yeah.
the original Cars?
I see the chicken flying. So here's the thing.
All right,
okay.
Cars 2.
Here is the thing. Liam and I, when we watched it as kids, despised Cars. Okay?
Cars 2.
Yeah. Okay. Cars 2. But you want to know something, Liam? To be completely, totally honest with you, I did not hate Cars 2 the last time. Liam, literally, after we watched it, said, Roman, that wasn't bad.
No, it was bad. But, like, I put things into two different tiers. It's either so bad it's so unenjoyable to watch, or it's so bad that, like, it's actually kind of fun to watch. And here's the thing. When I watch Good Dinosaur Brave, I'm just fucking bored. I am so bored of the movie 5 minutes in. I am bored out of my shit with those movies.
In Cars 2,
you're
can't be
never bored.
You can't, you can't be bored.
I'm not
watching
saying it's Spider-Man 3, where it's like actually a good movie, kind of. It just has a lot of terrible shit. But I'm just saying I'm never bored when watching it. It is the worst Pixar movie, but it's probably the best of the worst Pixar movies. I know that's a very hot take, but that's my opinion.
It's funny.
I want to hear some opinions.
It's funny that we literally go from like one of the worst Pixar movies to
Like literally.
Oh, is that The Incredibles or Incredibles 2?
Incredibles 1.
Oh.
Well, okay, so you just like did it on purpose, but like, yeah, it's a necessary movie.
Like-
Like, like talked this over like 5 times before we dive into the tier list. We're just talking about like Pixar movies, and like every time we said Incredibles is S tier, Incredibles is S tier, like, what can really be said about Incredibles that's been said before?
Well, I think that every Pixar movie should try to live up to this.
But here's the thing:
It can't.
it's both an amazing Pixar movie, it's both an amazing animated movie, and it's actually one of the best superhero movies ever made. Like, I'd argue to say it's actually probably better than Spider-Verse, at least the first one.
Which is wild that Liam says that, because isn't Spider-Verse your favorite movie?
I love Spider-Verse, man. I really do. But I think this is probably the best superhero movie. I love Spider-Verse is my favorite movie, but Incredibles is the best superhero movie in my opinion.
Ever?
Because it handles everything so well about like superheroes, and like it takes advantage of the idea of what if we had a superhero family and actually plays with it and uses it for unique concepts and ideas, and it actually works. It's really good.
And plus, I think Syndrome's
And Syndrome's a great villain, and Nimone, for as little as she is in the movie, she's great. And do you want to just do Cars? Do you want to just do Incredibles 2 right now?
Yeah, fuck it. C?
D.
D.
I actually think it's worse than Cars 2.
What? Explain.
So here's
yourself.
the thing. Cars 2 is a bad movie. I can explain. We can all agree on that. Cars 2 is a terrible, god-awful movie. But Incredibles 2 is bad. It's just bad. Here's the thing. I think Incredibles 2's problem is that it has like one good scene, and that's the Elastigirl motorbike scene.
That scene,
her chasing the train.
that scene is actually really
Like, that's a really cool scene. Really
that scene is
inventive.
cool. Yeah.
But besides that, it's like nothing else in the movie. It's just a rehash of the first movie about anything that made the first movie so good. I mean,
Plus, they didn't even have the balls to do like a payoff on the Underminer scene.
it was like 5 minutes, and they like, I'm not saying do the video game, but the video game at least felt more like an actual like war against the Underminer.
Yeah.
Not just like a random thing that happened. And no, I'm going to declare war on all peace and happiness. Robs one bank. Like I feel like that's the build up and setup, and the payoff is so.
You didn't make him the main villain, but at least give him like a
little bit more payoff.
Like have him have his drills and knocking down buildings and shit like that. Like,
I just want to rob one bank.
right? Because how are you declaring war on peace and happiness and then you're gonna steal money?
That's like what every villain does.
Right. No, but I think another thing is too, I don't think that the screenslaver, it could have worked as a villain, but it doesn't make any sense.
I think it would have saved the movie a lot better if it was the brother and sister both being the screenslaver, or made the screenslaver up. That way, Elastigirl had like good publicity.
Uh-huh.
And like that way it would have been revealed like, oh gosh, so there's actually no villains. And like how all these villains die, and then you just think to yourself, wait, syndrome. And like that's when you hit that moral implication, like, holy shit, they're all dead.
Yeah.
I think it could have been. I think the build up for what Incredibles 2 could have been and the actual payoff are very bad. And
I think so. Okay,
I know that's very mean.
If this had not existed, this would be like maybe like B tier. But considering that this
existed,
yeah.
And like at the end of the day, I'm just gonna say this right now. If you guys want to say your own opinions about these movies, please, by all means, I would love to converse and talk about these movies with you guys and tell you guys why I think Cars 2 is actually like not the worst Pixar movie. I know, it's crazy. Okay, screen-wise, it's the worst movie, but actual like execution-wise, it's a.
Hi, sweetie. Sweetie is in our video now, guys.
Sweetie cameo.
All right, so
next up, Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. I'm not putting it in B tier. I just wanted to have it up here.
What's your take?
Very high A.
I want to put it in S tier. I really do. It's a very good movie.
We watched it recently, so
I think what people say is that it doesn't feel like a Pixar movie. It feels like more like an adult movie that just happens to be animated.
Okay, but like I think the story is beautiful. Linguini is, I mean, he's not really the main protagonist. It's Remy, but
Remy. But like, I think what makes it work is that Remy's story is really interesting and like a cool idea for what a movie could do.
Yeah. So.
And then, of course, Ego and everything about him is really good.
Okay, no, Liam.
Okay, maybe I'm arguing S tier just because of Ego and the fact that it's a really good movie. Like here's the thing: Up's 10 minutes are really good, but the rest of the movie is just kind of average.
Yeah.
Ratatouille, its last 10 minutes are really good.
Yeah. That Ego scene
is so
like,
good.
Ego's the villain, but he's also not because Ego isn't the villain. Ego is the villain.
Ego's ego is the villain. That's what's I put it.
Yeah.
And it's just that scene of him taking a bite and just like being blasted back to childhood. It's such a there's no words. It's just right there. It's such a beautiful piece of art. It's just like there's nothing to convey it. It's just so simple. It's just like a pure moment it's just a pure moment in your mind. It's just I think it's an S tier movie because of that scene. Like now that I think about it, the rest of the movie's really, really good. Like it's definitely.
But then people are gonna be upset that we didn't put Up in like A tier.
I'm just saying, well, here's the thing. Up's 10 minutes are really good, but the rest of the movie, like, it's good, but it's just not that, like, amazing.
Whereas, like, Ratatouille is,
actually,
like...
you can move up in, like, A tier, maybe, actually.
That's kind of, like, what I'm thinking.
If we're making the defense for your Ego scene in Ratatouille, I'm gonna make defense for Up.
Okay,
but I think there's
Up is not S tier, sorry.
Actually, put Up in high B tier. Here's my defense.
Okay.
I think Up's problem is that its first 10 minutes are really, really like peak cinema almost. The problem is that everything else afterward is just so average and
they couldn't keep the high. They couldn't keep the high.
Ratatouille, it's like a slow build up and it gets better and better and better and better as the movie goes on.
Yeah.
Until the very end where it just gets that peak. And it's like best way to put this, like having eating your cherry first when you have ice cream or eating your cherry last. It's kind of like that, where like you don't like if you eat your cherry first, it tastes good at the very start, but the rest of the ice cream is kind of good, right?
Yeah.
But if you get cherry last, it's like that's a good finale.
Yeah. So
I'm saying Up is like high B tier for that, but Ratatouille is high S tier.
I think that Ratatouille is good throughout the whole film, so that's why we put it in S
Up's
tier.
good throughout the whole film, but there's just more to it. We didn't really say anything about Good Dinosaur that hasn't been said before.
How the fuck is it a Pixar movie?
Well, here's the thing. It's a test demo. People have said it multiple times. It's a test demo for I know there's like there was an unused script about this movie that apparently was going to be a lot more focused on like the idea of there only being one good dinosaur.
Really?
That's why it's called The Good Dinosaur. Because the idea was that
why did they put this out?
Is that there was only one good dinosaur because they wanted to show off how realistic they can make clouds and stuff like that.
I mean, like, the landscapes are good looking.
It's a very good looking movie. It's just that that's the only thing you can really say about it.
The story is terrible.
It's just, let's dick around in different areas. Like, there's nothing, like, with Cars 2, at the very minimum, I can say, yes, I can at least say something about it. And how
Incredibles
stupid
2,
the plot is.
In Incredibles 2, you can also say like the
You
same
can
thing.
rant about how terrible it is and how everything is ruined.
Whereas with like the Good
Good
Dinosaur,
Dinosaur?
you don't feel anything.
I don't even feel anything. What's next?
Is this the OG Cars?
Watch out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this one's gonna be interesting. The original Cars.
I put it in C tier.
Higher than Finding Dory or
Nah.
I have okay.
So because we grew up on Cars, I have a lot more positive feelings towards it than many other people.
It's basically like biases, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do I think Cars is like? Here's the thing. Every other movie above it takes advantage of the world it's in and actually explores the themes of the world. Cars never takes advantage of what type of world it is. It's just their cars get a story about a jerk becoming a good person.
Yeah, but does Lightning ever become a good person?
Yeah. He was a good person at the end, but like he still has his moments of like, just because you're a good person doesn't mean you're not gonna have your moments of dickery.
True, because he's also
A dick in Cars 2 for a good chunk of it, and
And-
a dick in Cars 3.
yeah. So, but I think Cars, the thing that it has going for it is that I think once he gets to Radiator Springs, you start to see like once you get to the soft side of Lightning, and then once we get to the like Piston Cup race, I think that's
I think a big.
yeah, sure.
I think another problem with the movie is that it only has like one setting for most of the movie. It's racetrack, Radiator Springs, racetrack for the entire movie.
yeah.
And because of that, there's like nothing. There's not really much interesting in terms of like setting going on. So even though I think the characters are pretty okay. Like, I'm not gonna say they're the best thing ever, but like at least I remember them.
And I think Mater's perfect in this movie
Major's probably the best. That's probably the best one. Actually,
because Cars 2 is basically just like
I actually think Major's a little bit better in Cars 3.
really.
Mm-hmm. Less annoying because I knew not to put him in too much of it.
Well,
we're gonna get right.
you want to know what's funny?
Cars freeze.
Low B tier, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
I say high C.
high C. Make your case because then I'll make mine.
So firstly, I'm going to say that every other movie in B tier take like my standard for B tier is it takes advantage of the world it's in and actually uses it for a cool effect.
Okay.
Cars doesn't really never take advantage of the world it's in and never really explains how the world can Lightning McQueen get old. With Toy Story, it makes sense of why they get old
I guess.
and like why they feel all rusted and stuff like that. With Cars, never really explain it because everything's already Cars. Like unless you take my Pixar shared universe theory into the equation, which I'm not even gonna get into that.
But here's the thing, though. Out of the 3 Cars movies,
This is the best one.
Cars 3 is the best one.
Yeah, I think the actual story itself is really good. I like the ending a lot because it's not actually a shit ending like a certain movie would get into.
Oh God, stop it.
Next up is Bug's Life. We actually watched it.
I think we did once. We didn't like it, so I'm just gonna put it in D tier.
I'm going to say it's like
Like
it's like the best of D tier. I'm not really the big like.
Liam, prepare to rant because we got Wally.
Where are you putting it?
S tier.
There's no rant. It's Wally. Like, okay, but here's the question: where does Wally? I think it's better than Ratatouille.
Nah.
Look,
What? You think Wally's better than Ratatouille?
the first 30 minutes of Wall-E, and then the fine dancing scene. It has 40 minutes of like pure, unadulterated good stuff. Ratatouille's really, really good, but those actually,
That's a tough one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does the first 40 minutes of Wall-E
The 30 minutes, and then the fine dancing like a 5-minute scene. So
Okay.
it's like 35 minutes.
does it hold up to how like Ratatouille's good throughout the whole movie? Do you think it holds up? Is like what I'm asking.
I actually
I think Wall-E's better. Because like I think about like how it's adventure. It's a robot love story, and it's like one of the most beautiful. It's like a really beautiful story. Like it's
The
really,
fact that we're able to find out what happens to the humans without words
Mhm.
is like
it's not even just that. It's just like the fact that like Wall-E and Eve don't even say only say like 5 words to each other throughout the entire movie. It's all just like all animated. It's all just animated to show their like emotions, and it's so good, man. It's such a good movie.
I can
Like,
accept that.
Plus, I like a lot more of the background stuff in the movie a lot more. The only thing I don't like about Wall-E is that Otto's such a boring villain.
True.
Well, I do like the fact that like out of all the characters, the only character that's actually voiced by an AI is actually Otto.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's actually voiced by real AI.
Monsters Inc.
Okay, so you know that like I was talking about before, like how it's different concepts and how they use their themes. So I think Monsters Inc. is probably the best one that actually like explains how the world works and how everything works.
Are we putting it in A tier?
High A tier for sure.
Okay.
I love the Monsters Inc. universe and how it basically plays into the idea of like, hey, these are monsters that that scare children to get screen to power their stuff. It's like a really cool concept.
But is it?
And it plays through with the idea and actually shows the effects of it.
And also, I do think
It's really inventive as well.
was Monsters Inc. the first. Did it come out before Incredibles or did it come out after?
Before.
Was that the first animated movie to ever have a twist villain?
Yeah, because then Toy Story 2 came out afterward.
Well, no, Syndrome.
No, Toy Story 2 came out. It was actually no wait. It was Toy Story, Bugs Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc.
So it was Stinky Pete first.
Toy Story 2.
Fuck. Okay.
So anyway, Monsters Inc. Yeah, like there's not really much I can really say about it besides like it's a really good. It's tightly written. I love Mike and Sully as characters. There's tons of great moments. Marnus is great because it's a great twist villain. Randall's still a great villain overall.
But why is it not S tier?
Because I know this might be controversial. Boo screams get on my nerves. I don't like children. That's my only thing. Oh, this one we haven't really had an opinion on, but like we actually watched it recently, and inside has a
See?
I like the okay.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
Here's the thing. I love the imagination, like the wonder of Inside Out. I think the plot's kind of simplistic and kind of just like there. And the characters like, well, good. They're not really the best thing in the world. But I think the imagination of it is like some of the best. So I think it's like a low B tier.
Low B. Wow.
We might have to. I might have to like think about it for like a
So
for a minute or two.
so you said
I think the imagination, like
just
the
to-
concepts.
just to clarify, right? You said that B and above, they have to be able to explore the worlds that like they're in full, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I think Inside Out explores the idea of what we were inside people. What happens when we were inside a teenager's brain, or a child, and then teenager in the next movie.
Which, you know, emotions. I mean, hey, listen, I felt that before.
Yeah.
Coco.
We literally saw this last night just for the tier list.
A.
I say high B tier.
High B. Higher than up. The high school.
No. I think it's like better than Finding Nemo. Actually, put it a little bit below Finding Nemo.
What?
Actually, I know this is tough because like I'm thinking both on like design standpoint and like also story standpoint. Because story wise, it's a pretty. I actually think the story is really cool and interesting for like it's the concept for a story. Like as someone who doesn't really know, is it what type of culture is it?
Mexican, I think.
Mexican culture. I don't really know it that much.
Like I know like some parts, but like I really like the aesthetic of the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Like it's always a real like I love the aesthetic of it.
Nah, listen, Liam. I'm gonna advocate for it to be in like a low A tier because hear me out here, okay?
What's your case?
The song that Hector sings to his, daughter.
Remember Me?
Yeah, and then
When Miguel sings it to
at the end of the movie, when Miguel sings it to his grandmom, like
Coco. That's literally the same.
yeah. Like and guys, I know Liam wouldn't want me saying this, but even that made me cry.
It made me cry. Okay. So
I put it in the low A tier. I think it's the best Pixar movie since Toy Story 3.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it there for now. We don't have to do some rearrangements.
Oh, Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2, S.
But is it better than WALL-E and Ratatouille?
I'm gonna put it higher than WALL-E.
Ooh, that's bold.
I think here's the thing too. I think if the original Toy Story set everything up, then Toy Story 2 goes more with the idea and shows like really like it's funny, it's imaginative for how it handles concepts. The main thing is that it's like really funny.
Yeah, And also, I think that just Woody like exploring, maybe possibly,
Like he explores something in every movie, but
Yeah.
like this one probably has the best overall conflict.
and also I kind of like how like it's Buzz in this movie trying to save Woody and not Woody being like selfish and then trying to get Buzz like back into the room. Like
And this is probably the best move for Buzz overall. It has a lot to do with the plot. Like Toy Story 3 and 4, especially 4, he doesn't really add much to the plot.
Buzz gets mad shafted in those movies.
Yeah,
But like
mainly 4.
But like, I think that Toy Story 2, like, when we think about sequels, right? What do we think about? The Dark Knight, Empire, and then literally, but I'll say, even though The Dark Knight's like my favorite movie ever, to be honest, Liam, Toy Story 2 might be the perfect sequel. Yeah.
We agrees.
Yeah, but I think that Toy Story 2 might be the perfect sequel because it takes everything that the first movie did and it just builds on it.
Mm-hmm. It shows it a whole new light. Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Well, speaking of Toy Story 3, I think it's like A. I think it's A.
I think it's A too. I think it's like a low A movie.
Yeah, that's fine.
Definitely not. Actually, I think it's like a low. It's not above Coco.
Well, because how can we say that Coco is the best that we've had since Toy Story 3, and then we put Toy Story 3 above Coco? Like that would.
I think the big thing for Toy Story 3 is that it has cool ideas and cool like it's a cool set. There's cool things. There's cool. It has good ideas, good settings, good story, but it's kind of just a jailbreak story.
Yeah, but the fucking ending though.
It's the ending that really gets people.
Which, like, I think the last, like, 25 minutes is actually, like, really, really good. But it kind of... The problem that I have with Toy Story 3 is that you kind of lose Woody's character arc from, like, the first 2 movies, and he kind of just resorts back to being selfish.
Not really. Like, he just wants to go back to Andy because he said he'll always be there for Andy.
Yeah, but then I guess Woody learns that kids need to be played with in this movie.
Okay, you said that the roast.
You said it in the worst way you could have.
I didn't.
Said it.
I didn't mean it like that, y'all. Pause.
Nah, but
No, I think he learns that like Andy will be fine. He needs to learn to move on,
yeah.
Which is completely circumvented with the next one, Toy Story 4. Oh wait, that's like 2 movies ahead.
Brave. Oh God!
Look,
Higher than the Good Dinosaur or lower?
that's a tough one. What's the positive? Okay,
I like the arrow scene in Brave. That's a really cool scene. I think Brave's a little bit higher.
I love how Brave is in the Good Dinosaur tier.
Next up is Onward.
We saw that once, right?
No, actually, I've never seen it.
I'm pretty sure I have.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it's a perfectly adequate movie, so it's put in like low C tier.
Let's see. Toy Story 4 B.
Toy Story 4 aggravates me, but at the same time, I commend it for different ideas. Like,
And it's also actually a really good movie.
like
Except for like the last like 5 minutes. Like it's actually really good.
Woody leaving is so sad and so
Unnecessary.
and unnecessary. All it is, it's to subvert expectations.
That's probably literally why like they had it.
Like, I think the big thing is that I'm asking myself, what is this making Woody happier leaving his friends he's known for years to go with his girlfriend?
No.
What's this?
No.
That's the same plot as the Avatar movies.
No, but like in all seriousness.
I mean,
Is it-
visually speaking, it's like a really nice movie.
Are you mad at me putting it in the top of B tier?
No.
So here's the thing: what stops it from getting into A tier for me is that the ending sucks.
Yeah. Like, that's the only thing. Like, I think the big also.
If it didn't have a terrible movie, I'd actually put it like right here.
Actually, I think there's like this too. I think another problem with Toy Story is that Buzz gets supremely shafted super hard in the movie.
Yeah,
But like I do like I like the I like Gabby stuff. Like how actually she's not really a villain, she's just an antagonist.
Yeah.
I like how they subvert the thing with her.
I
mean like Bo Peep is actually really good in the movie. If she's a little bit too extreme on the whole thing against Woody, but at the same time like I won't force anything. I mean the movie has what's his name again? John Wick, what's his name?
John Wick, yeah.
What's the actual like
Keanu Reeves?
It has Keanu Reeves in it, so it's a good movie. It just hurts me.
Soul. I've heard Soul is good, but should I make a haven't seen tier?
Yeah, but then again, we have to put Onward in there as well.
Eh.
Because like the rest of the movies we actually have never seen.
No,
I'm gonna say Soul's like I think it's above Inside Out, maybe. I think okay, put it on the same tier as Inside Out, and I'll say that's good.
okay, and then
Because like here's like pretty much on the same.
Luca can go in C tier.
Turning Red, you can go above Luca and Onward and Cars, maybe.
Yeah,
Because we are both fully grown adult men. We cannot.
I'm putting Lightyear into the good. Okay, first of all, fuck you.
Fuck you, Lightyear. You and your overly detailed face.
Why?
Why would you make a movie about? Okay, so firstly, it completely retcons a TV show that came out, which was, even though it wasn't all that good, it was significantly better than the Lightyear movie.
Wait a second. Didn't we watch that show as kids?
We watched a movie of it.
Yeah.
Secondly, you go ahead and establish the idea that Buzz Lightyear had a movie, and Mandy wanted to go see that movie, and that implies that he wanted to go buy the Buzz Lightyear toy. Problem, what about all the other fucking characters in the movie? Like the cat, they sold millions of copies of because I figured that would be a hot sell.
So then shouldn't Andy have wanted the cat too?
And the cat and Zurg and all the rest of them?
Yeah.
Like, you think they would have all that stuff, but no, it's just... Why?
So
It makes no sense.
So the Lightyear movie is apparently it's apparently what Andy watched that made him love Buzz Lightyear.
And made him want to go buy Buzz Lightyear.
But then where's the fucking cat?
Where's all the other characters that they had? Like, you think it would market them, right? Because, it's a movie, you want to market. And then last but not least is somehow got more money than Across the Spider-Verse, Elemental.
Yeah, how?
Global sales, I guess.
So I'm going to stop sharing this, and I just wanted to say, everyone, thank you for.
Actually, can we just go over it?
Yeah,
just
sure.
to review it, just to make sure we just make any last minute changes.
Yeah, here.
Because I might have something different to say about some of these.
So, are you cool with where we placed everything?
I'd say move Luca up above Onward,
Fair enough.
and then
Okay.
move Elemental where Onward is.
Fair enough.
I think that's like.
Sorry, guys, we didn't bother watching these just to.
Just as FYI, we didn't bother watching any of those movies because, frankly, we could just guess what they're like from like the trailers and what little fragments we've seen. They don't look all that interesting to us.
I think we might be biased because we grew up watching these movies.
So we have not really Coco's up there, but like we actually here's the thing too. The only movies there's like two movies we never really saw. We never saw Coco. We never saw Ratatouille until like way later in our lives.
Yeah, but well, you saw Monsters Inc. where? I can't.
Monsters University at school.
Oh, yeah.
Monsters Inc. I actually saw with you guys.
We watched it a few months back. Yeah.
It was spaghetti night.
Yeah.
That I remember.
Yeah. No, but like, in all seriousness, though, I thought we were gonna have more S tiers, but
I think it's like here's the thing too. I'm looking at this on the standard of what Pixar movies can be. If we were just like a DreamWorks tier list or like every Disney movie ever tier list, different situation, way different ideas.
is it fair to hold the rest of Pixar to these four?
I think all these four movies basically. Here's the thing: these movies establish a world and go with cool ideas and themes, but these movies take the idea and worlds and animated ideas and take it beyond that. It shows so much more to them.
Yeah.
These push what storytelling can be. These are just really great movies. These movies are very, very good. These movies are adequate. and and then there's Cars 2. I think at the end of the day, the big thing is that, like,
People are gonna get mad about this one.
this one's going to. Like I said, please.
People are gonna get mad about this.
Everyone who wants to disagree, please put your comments down below. Please tell us what your feelings are. Please put my head on a pike if you really think Cars 2 is the worst Pixar movie. I don't think it is. Is it the most? Is it the worst in terms of script? Yes. Is it the worst actually overall? No.
Damn.
I know it's kind of mean, but that's my.
I was only able to watch the Good Dinosaur once, so
Never again.
no.
Never again. That movie is garbage. No, that movie's just straight up garbage because it's literally just walking. How do you make movies about dinosaurs and make them so boring?
Remember the movie Dinosaur?
Mm-hmm.
That one was actually pretty decent. No, it wasn't. It was crap. It was better than the Good Dinosaur.
Okay, it's like there's only ever been like one good dinosaur movie, and that was literally Jurassic Park. Everything else has always been bad. How is there only one good dinosaur movie? It's either egregiously bad to the point of making you want to wonder what the hell what they were thinking, or it's so boring that it makes you wonder what the hell were they thinking. There's never been a good dinosaur movie outside Jurassic Park, and maybe those dinosaur movies that like people watch, those kid ones. Remember that meme?
Yeah. Oh, so there is one more thing that I would like to do. I'm going to look at our old tier.
I just want to like share it.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be interesting. Go share it.
Yep. So
Let's see how we put.
571 views. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's see what our final tier ranking was.
Wow, let's see.
We put Brave and Bugs Life and actually like pretty deep. So
Hold
we
on.
put Cars 2 in the very bottom.
Hold on. Let's
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
I got a little carried away.
share this.
We can like theater mode or full screen. There we go.
Oh my god.
We put so like
That, and I just have to say,
oh, no one hear our terrible voices. They're echoing.
Okay, so like
So we put Toy Story 3. Wow, we are like okay, but like we put like almost all of the like we put 3 of the greats all top on the very top.
Yeah, but we put Monsters Inc. into like S tier. Jesus.
Wow.
We put Wall-E into A tier,
Wow. And then I rewatched it. I was like, holy shit, this is actually a really, really good movie.
and then we put Coco into the pretty decent, which
We didn't.
we put Brave and pretty decent.
That's what I said. That's what I was so surprised about. We actually put it high.
we
We put Good Dinosaur above Cars 2. We put Cars 3 in like
the
bad tier.
in the bad. Wow.
Wait a second. We put Cars 2 below the Good Dinosaur, below Incredibles 2.
yeah, like wow.
Jesus. Wow. Okay then. Well,
Oh, well, we really changed our opinions, huh?
hey, I mean, things, change, right? Hey, things change. Thank you guys for watching.
And we hope you enjoyed this video.
Peace out.
Peace.